Good morning, everyone. This is Mac with Dream Life Travels.
And I'm Hannah.
We are today going on a free walking tour of Guadalajara. We're going to take you around. I mean, we're not going to see all the information, but we're definitely going to show you some of the spots, a little of the history we learned, and keep it short, keep it exciting. So let's get to it. Last year when we were here in Guadalajara, we walked around this whole neighborhood, Centro Historico, amazing buildings, opera houses, cathedrals, plazas, tons of stuff, and we didn't know much of the history, so that's why we're going on a free walking tour. One of my favorite things to do in every new city I get to. Here we are at the meeting spot, Plaza de Liberacion, with the yellow umbrellas. Plaza Liberacion is also known as Capital Plaza because it's surrounded by 3 different government buildings that are still in use today.
Like the Capitol Square, governors, porters, legislator, and the judicial wing.
This is Miguel Hidalgo Costilla, the father of Mexico. And this is Plaza Liberacion because in that building, he signed a decree to free all slaves, and it was the first country in Western Hemisphere to liberate and outlaw slavery. Let's keep going. The city center here in Guadalajara is kind of shaped like a cross. So we were just in the base of the cross. We're headed to the right arm.
Back would be the right arm of the cross. This is essentially known as Rotunda de los Palacios Ilustres.
Right, this right arm of the cross is a rotunda dedicated to the people of Jalisco. And all these statues are of famous people when this was remodeled in 1952. This actually was a cemetery, so there's some bodies beneath the ground right here. So this guy was a painter, lost his left arm, was homies with Diego Rivera, was supposed to paint the dome that was originally going to be on that rotunda, but he died 3 years before its completion. Over here is the Bishop's Palace. This may look old, but it was actually completed in 1949 when they were doing the remodeling project to expand the streets and the city center to make it more modern and available for tourists and visitors. And here we are at Catedral de Guadalajara, and those towers are actually the 3rd version. They fell a few times in earthquakes and natural disasters around here, but the rest is stunning. You can already smell the incense. And he was mentioning that all the gold in here is actually painted except for that altar. During the earthquakes and natural disasters, people would come in here afterwards during the fires and they would loot all of the expensive metals. But you know, that altar is pretty darn big, hard to steal. In front of the Cathedral of Guadalajara is the top of the cross, and right here a little history about this fountain is it's a clam with a little pearl because this is known as the Pearl of the West, to kind of encourage people to make the trip to visit. Wonderful weather, wonderful people, wonderful food, lots of good things. It's a pearl. And Guadalajara is known for its horses, rodeo, equestrian, all that kind of stuff. So this temporary statue in the plaza is on display for all to see. All right, here on the left arm of the cross is Plaza de Armas, and we are standing under a gazebo that was gifted to Mexico in the early 1900s by France, because randomly in Buffalo, New York, there was a music competition. Over 150 countries involved, and Mexico won. And France, known for their fine arts and music, were like, dang, you guys are legit, we're gonna give you a present. So they donated this gazebo with all the muses around. It's beautiful. And here in Plaza de Armas, across from where the Viceroy of Mexico used to live, so they could stand out on their porch and watch public executions. So this is one of the most violent plazas in Guadalajara. Back to the base of the cross. So here at the base of the cross, geographically speaking, is the Teatro de Goyada, which translates to you're getting your head chopped off. It was just his last name though. And inside there's murals and all that kind of stuff. We're not going in today, but he highly recommends. And you can get tickets for 10-20 bucks. And here behind the theater is Founders Plaza with a bunch of Spanish and Portuguese people. This is actually where they believe that the city was founded, kind of the heart of the city. And we just learned that Guadalajara comes from Arabic, and it actually means river of shit. Jada is poop, feces in Arabic, and Guada is river, so welcome. So the Madrid coat of arms was adopted by Guadalajara here, and underneath us is a giant street that divides Guadalajara east and west, and he was just telling us that traditionally the west side was for foreign and wealthy people, and where we're headed right now, the east side, was traditionally more native and local. So we're gonna go check that out. So as we continue east on this bridge, I know it doesn't look like it, but this Plaza Tapatia, this was a location that the native and indigenous used to meet and exchange goods. So this was kind of like a market for them. And here at Magno Centro Joyero, this is one of the biggest jewelry locations in Mexico. They don't have any mines around here, but they do have the best jewelers. So really good prices. There's Auspicio Cabanas. We're about to learn about it. And my bad, I forgot to get videos at the end of this tour, but the complex gets its name from Juan Ruiz de Cabanas, and since 1997 has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It originally served as a hospital and orphanage, among other things, and has more recently become just a cultural center that showcases amazing murals done by Jose Clemente Orozco, that guy I highlighted earlier in the rotunda. And for 45 pesos, or less than $2.50, it is absolutely worth it. Also absolutely worth it, visiting Guadalajara. If you guys want any recommendations or tips, just send me an email. You can find it in the description below. Otherwise, enjoy these videos of us walking around the town. Here's a little statue of kids peeing and spitting into a fountain, because we're headed to the orphanage right now. Well, it used to be an orphanage. They used to complain that the kids were playing in all the fountains. So it's kind of a commemoration of that part of the history of Guadalajara. And quick shout out to Carlos, our tour guide. It was an amazing tour, great stories, had a wonderful time. Thank you so much. Highly recommend, everybody.
We would also have the Viceroy of Spain.